movement of called childfree women. Have you heard about that?
No, no. I think I have an idea though. What's it
Yeah, it's
about?
women who are happy that they don't have kids, and you know what?
Yeah,
I'm not knocking them. I think a lot of people growing up felt the weight of parenthood because their parents were just so unprepared to be parents.
yeah,
So those kids felt the weight so heavily that they're like, "There's no way I'm gonna have kids." And then by the time they grow up, they're like, they're doing well in life. They're happy. They're free. And they're like, "Why would I want to have a kid and kind of reshackle myself to a life that I felt like I escaped?"
yeah.
You know what I mean?
From
I
what
can see that standpoint.
Yeah, from what I've seen a lot of females that they kind of have trauma growing up, and they kind of see either their mom getting mistreated or something, and they come from like an unhappy childhood, and so they don't want the same thing. So what they end up doing is they just stay alone, I guess, or
Yeah, and they're
yeah,
like, you know what? I don't want no kids. And
yeah,
you know, and honestly, who could? I'm not really. You know, you can't really blame them. For example, you'll say, what do you think about women who say they don't want kids? Right? What are your thoughts on that?
women that say they don't want to have kids.
Right.
I think it's their choice, but I think that if they have good values within them, they should have kids. Um, Again, in a way, it's kind of being selfish because if you like allow other people that are not ready and that have no values to bring children into this world, what ends up happening is that you end up you the person that doesn't have a kid end up paying for that kid anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Through tax paying money. So you rather as well just have your own kid and raise him with your values and pass on your legacy and stuff because
So
regardless you're gonna have to pay for someone's kid. So
so right, and here's the thing about that. We tell people if you cannot afford a car, don't buy it. If
yeah,
you're not able to afford a house, don't buy it. If you're not able to afford this, don't buy it. We have to come to terms that we to be intellectually consistent, if you're not able to afford a kid, don't have them.
the thing is now that the generation of people that could afford kids are not having kids, and
That's
and the ones that can't afford a kid are having kids. That's the problem
they
right
don't
now.
want to lower their lifestyle, and you can't really blame them, especially if they feel like they worked hard to reach a lifestyle. Like, oh, I finally got a lifestyle that's a peace of mind and stuff like that. I don't want to have kids.
Also, I think it goes back to the media, right? A lot of these influencers or just the media itself, they display this lifestyle of just being single, having nice
That
cars. All these celebrities are they're I guess they consider influencers as well, like the Kardashians. Even though they do have their own kids, they don't show the part of raising the kid, right, and being a mother. What they show is the
because
partying.
that's because they outsource the difficult parts of raising a
Yeah,
kid.
exactly.
Oh, get a nanny, get a this, get a that, get a chef, get this, get. And I don't think it's fair. I wish more people who had kids and stable families would come out and at least be honest, and at least be honest with the difficult parts, but also be honest about the rewarding parts as well. And I feel like I believe that there's not a community for parents. There's not a parental community.
Yeah, there
You
is.
know what I mean?
They should be more magnified.
Yeah, yeah. There should be. We should. So people say they want society to be a better place, right? And one of the ways we make society a better place is by having kids, giving them the right values, and then putting them out to society, because now they become a part of society, right? A strong part of society, and you have
Yeah.
enough of those kids, and society gets stronger that way.
Yeah, so I think there needs to be an effort in the current parents that do have kids to somehow, I don't know, display their lifestyle. But the thing is, like, a lot of them don't want to, and you
There
know
gotta
what I
be
mean?
more. Look, I'm not blaming women and guys who don't want kids for very valid reasons. To be honest,
Yeah,
I think some of the daycare is expensive. They won't be, they barely take care of themselves, or they're doing well right now, but if they had a kid, it would completely,
change.
it
Yeah,
would, you know what I mean? Just so all these things, but I don't think that's something that we should be celebrating. I don't think that's something that we should be high fiving people for. Like, oh, you don't have kids, high five for you.
yeah,
I think that even though your reasons are valid, and even though you're absolutely right, and that is in most cases that is a responsible choice to not have kids, especially if you cannot take care of them. I think that should be like a red flag of issues that we gotta address. And obviously, of course, if society is concerned about people not having kids for valid reasons, society needs to address those valid reasons, and they're not addressing it in a way that people believe, is going to help them out. But we shouldn't be high fiving them. Hey, we should respect their choices. We shouldn't insult them. We shouldn't call them names. But we shouldn't be high fiving them, and we shouldn't be like yas queening them all over the place.
Yeah, I think whatever you encourage other people to do, it becomes the norm, right? So like the norm right now is just don't have kids, enjoy your life, right? Enjoy your 30s and 40s and stuff.
Right.
But the thing is, like, when it comes to bearing children, there is a limit. There's a time limit for a woman to have children, and they don't talk about that.
They talk about that, but there's some.
They talk about freezing eggs.
There's some denial there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you can't tell me that a 19-year-old or that a 40-year-old has just as much of a high chance of having a baby, and a healthy baby at that, as a 19-year-old.
People say
Let's
yes.
be honest, man. Let's be honest. And that's another thing. Nobody wants to be honest. Everybody wants to win an argument.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to win a debate. Like, hey, look, if we're talking about societal issues, let's come to the table with some actual solutions. Let's not come trying to beat each other. Let's come listen to each other's points of view and see if we can come to a conclusion. That's not gonna happen. But
it could happen because it didn't used to be like that.
Yeah, I feel like this came about naturally. But nobody had to debate, and nobody had to come to the table for things to turn out this way. But now we got to come to the table to fix it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I think child-free women, I hope that you guys do find good men, and that you guys do have a family, and that you raise the family and kids to be like upstanding members of society, and that they make society better because the values you instilled on them, they carry with them, and they carry it into society, and they strengthen society that way.
Yeah.
I really hope that, because for the most part, if you're not ready to have a kid and you have a kid, that does more damage to society sometimes than if you don't have kids at all.
Yeah.
And
there's also been a big influx of antidepressants as well.
So that's another thing too, right? Women say they don't have kids, or women are supposedly reporting higher levels of happiness, supposedly. But also women are on higher levels of depression. Like there's more women on antidepressants now. More women are reporting using antidepressants. So somebody's lying.
Yeah.
Somebody's lying. These two things don't make any sense.
Yeah, or maybe they utilize antidepressants to make themselves feel happy.
Bro, if you're on antidepressants, by definition.
Yeah, you're not happy. But remember, reality is not. So if they're on antidepressants, it's after using that drug, they feel happy. So in a way, they think they're happy. It's not reality, but
I guess it depends on what day you cash them to.
I guess.
But yeah, man. So the whole thing, they're more not. And when I say they, I mean people. I'm not. This is not specifically for women, but
I mean nowadays people are they
illicit substances.
Yeah.
Oh, I just caught that. Alcohol abuse.
Yeah.
Video game abuse. Prawn addictions.
Yeah.
Hookup culture. All that stuff. I think it's like just a syndrome of like actual societal issues, and nobody's gonna address them. Nobody's gonna address them. We're too busy fighting each other. Everybody's too busy trying to get clips.
Is there any other countries that are not doing this?
Well, countries, and I gotta check, but countries that do have what you can consider are more egalitarian, meaning that they actually made men and women equal in terms of like everything else.
So they have like their gender roles and stuff.
Yeah, they do not have a population issue. It seems like, and one of the reasons is because there's a lot more. For example, maternity leave. There's they get help from having kids. Some places even pay you to have kids. Not pay you in government assistance, but hey, you had a kid. Here's $2,000 or whatever.
Yeah,
There's a safety nets are much more sturdier over there, but also their value systems are different than us. You know what I'm saying? They don't celebrate single parenthood. You understand what I'm saying? They don't celebrate doing shenanigans that leave a kid without a father. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't celebrate degenerate culture. They don't celebrate that. You know what I mean? They celebrate go to school, do this, but they also make it so that men and little boys and little girls can both major in whatever they want, and they help both equally, not one over the other, equally. And so when you want to start a family, they have services that facilitate that, and they don't have outrageous childcare costs. So those cultures seem to be doing much better compared to our culture, and compared to South Korea, and compared to Japan. It's so clear, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you think they have high rates of abortion?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's high rates, but they're more lenient, I guess. I think to abortion. Some of these Scandinavian countries.
Yeah, yeah.
But it kind of makes sense when you think about it, because they have more women involved in politics, I think, and so they're able to drive more policies, and so they're able to kind of like pass things in favor of
Interesting.
women, in a way. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying that whether you agree with it or not, you got to admit that that is kind of working. You know, they're not having a population issue where people are not having kids. And on top of that, you know, the whole healthcare thing where you don't break the bank or whatever if you get sick or whatever.
Yeah.
So but at the same time, I don't know if people are abusing that safety net. It doesn't seem like they are. Do you think if we do that here with everything that's going on, people would abuse it? I think they would.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, definitely.
You know? And the argument of people saying, well, if one person doesn't go hungry, I don't care if 20 people abuse it. It's like, you should care, because that's your money that's being misappropriated. That could be used to feed other hungry people, sir. You know what I mean? Or ma'am, whoever says that. But
and when you said ma'am, I was thinking about that
It's
video.
ma'am.
Yeah, that video. It's ma'am.
talk about 2 + 2 = 5, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
But that's it. I don't really have much else to say. Anything from
No,
you?
I have nothing to say. Just let's see what else unfolds, man. It seems like there's so many issues around the world that's going on. Did you hear about the G20 conference coming up with the Prime Minister of India? I think China's going to be there. Obviously, Biden's going to be there.
I think I saw that. I don't know if it came up already.
No, it hasn't happened yet, but they're supposedly, actually, I don't think China's going to be part of that.
Yeah, China's not gonna be part of it.
But part of
India's not gonna be part of it.
But they're gonna be part of the discussion, I think, because they're saying that China is becoming a big superpower. And then there's other people that are saying that no, because they're the population, and they're having issues with that.
It seems like India is gonna be the actual superpower.
Yeah, I think so, man. I think India is gonna be the next
But
superpower. A lot of tech companies are investing, man, heavily, man,
Yeah.
to India. So let's see what unfolds, man. India's in a good position right now because.
But the class, the wealth disparity there is brutal. From
Yes, definitely, yeah. There's the rich and the poor, and that's it.
It's very clear.
Yeah, it's very clear.
And
Yeah,
yeah.
it's crazy.
But all right, guys. We'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.